Welcome to Python tutorial part 2. And so in the first tutorial I taught you how to all the data types like strings, booleans, tables, integers, floats, all that stuff. But now I'm going to teach you the actual important stuff like string methods and table methods. Also, tables aren't even called tables. They're actually called arrays or lists. However, I prefer to call them tables because of ease of access, and other languages also call them tables. So I'm going to start off by teaching you the string methods. So the different string methods, there's a bunch of string methods. You're going to have to look for the documentation. However, I'm just going to teach you some of the string methods that I know. So let's start by making a string. Let's just call this new string. New string equals, actually first we need to set our language to Python, and we're actually going to start off save as, we're going to automatically save it off the get-go. So one of the best things to do to make it easier for you to run it is go into your sidebar, press this PC, scroll down, Windows C, not the recovery or anything, go into users, and then you should have some users here. Whatever user is your user, whatever user is actually your Windows user, press that. And in here, we're going to, in this little blank box, new folder, and we're just going to call this projects. Or we can even call it Python, we can name it whatever we want. But I'm just going to name mine projects. And this is where we're going to save it. And we're just going to call it test.py, because that's what I'm going to name it. And so now we actually have it saved. So new string equals, and then of course we have to make a string. So we're gonna make it hello. This is a string. And so one of our methods we have is string.lower, which will return everything as lowercase. So this would return as, that's what it would return if you did string.lower. You could also do string.upper, which would return that. And those are the string upper and lower methods. You can also, one of my favorite things to do is string find, string index, and string replace. So one thing I don't like about Python is that indexing actually starts at 0. So you might be asking, what even is indexing if you're new to programming in the first place? So in order to index in Python, we go new string, and then we put a little set of brackets right here. This brackets tells us which index of the string that we want to select. So say I put the number 0. It would select the first iterable. It would select this. It would actually, say I did print new string 0. It would just print uppercase H. It would print uppercase H because it's an uppercase H. But again, Python is weird because indexing starts at 0. Typically, in some languages, you would put 1, but no. In Python language, indexing starts at 0. And if I put 1, it would print E. So that's how you index with a string. So if I put 2, it would do this L. If I put 3, it would do this L. If I did 4, it would do this O. If I did 5, it would be this comma. If I did 6, it would be this little white space. If I did 7, it would be this T, etc., etc. It keeps going on. In fact, if I wanted to do print new string 1, and then I put the brackets there, it'll print everything starting from the first iterable. So starting from this E, it'll print everything. So it would print, hello, hello, this is a string. It would print it like a British person. So, sorry for British people watching this. That was a joke. You can also do string.replace. This is another one of my favorite methods. So, new string.replace. And then this actually has two inputs. So this first input is whatever you want to replace. So say I wanted to replace this beginning hello, and then I would put a comma, and then I would put another set of things, and in here is what I would want to replace it with. So I want to just replace the hello with hey. And if I Control S save that, open up my command prompt, and I tab into the directory, and I run the script, it will print. Oh, sorry, I forgot to print it. Print opening bracket and then an extra closing bracket save. I'm gonna try that again. Hey, this is a string instead of the opposed hello, this is a string, because I replaced it. That's enough with string stuff. Oh wait, no, sorry. Bring that back. Run it back. String.find string.find and string.index are practically the same thing. It's just, I'm pretty sure they are the same thing if I remember correctly. And they print the first occurrence. So if I did string.index hello, it would give me most likely the value of 0 because the sentence starts with hello. And if I did this, if I did string.find this, it would probably return as 1 or even 2 or 3 or 4, or it'll return something. In fact, why don't we see what it returns? Why don't we do a little test right here? I always encourage people to test the things no matter what. Just, test everything. Make sure it, works like how you want. So, this returns the first, the first index of the first letter. So, wherever can find this T, it'll put it right there. So 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Boom. If I remember correctly, string.find and string.index are a little different here. Why don't we test Python test.py? And okay, so string index and string find are the same thing. And now we're done with strings. I'm done. I hate strings. I hate them. No, we're not done with strings, actually. I need to teach you one more method, and that is string.split. String.split splits a string into a list. So, if I did new string.split, and then in here I put a space, it would return a table with every single word in it. So, hello, comma would be one of the things. Basically, it would return here. Again, why don't we do a little testing and see what it returns? It's even better to do testing, get a visual reminder of what it could be. I closed out my command prompt, so whoopsie. So let me tap back into my directory. But let's see what it does. See, and it returns a table with everything in it. Of course, with it being split. And if I put a comma, it would only give me 2 options because there is only 1 comma in the whole sentence. Hello? This is a string. See? Aren't we having fun? Do CLS, by the way, if you want to clear the output. And in here, we're going to do... Now I want to teach you the tables. Fuck. Not the tables, but the arrays methods. So let's start by making our table. So table equals... Let's just make up some random stuff. Let's start by just making names. Bob, Jim, Jill, Prometheus, and Henry. So we have a table of some names here, and if we did table dot, not table dot find, table dot find. Nope. If we did table dot index, this will return the oh no. So first, I actually need to teach you how to index with tables. So to index with tables, you would just do your table name and then brackets, just like how you would index with a string. However, the 0th index will be Bob. The first index will be Jim. The second index will be Jill, so on and so forth. And then if I wanted to print all of them, I would do again with the colon. Also, say I only wanted to print from the first iterable, and yes, I'm gonna start speaking with the 0th in the first. Say I wanted to only print Jim, Jill, and Prometheus, I would do 1:3. So it ends on the third one, it starts at the first one, ends at the third one. And that's how you index with tables. So fun, right? So fun. So I can actually add another thing to this table. If I did table dot insert, I can insert has has two inputs. The first input is a number, and that's the index, and the second is what you want to put there. So say I wanted to insert something into index 2, which would be Jill. I would do 2, comma, and whatever I want to index, put into number 2. So instead of doing Jill, I'm going to do Jimothy. And print table. Whoopsie, I kind of messed that up a little bit. How the hell? I messed it up so badly. Print table, not towel, but table. And we're gonna save this and test this. Python test.py, and let's see what it gives me. It replaced. No, it didn't replace Jill. Sorry. It put Jimothy in between Jill. It put it right behind it. So instead of changing the second iterable, it instead just made this the second iterable and pushed that one forward. So that's table insert. If I wanted to find a certain thing's index, whatever index it is, if I wanted to find it, I would do table.find. So if we're gonna do some more testing. Print table.find, and today we did table.find Jim. This would give return as 1 because, well, Jim is in the table and it is the first index. However, if Jim isn't in the table at all, it will return as -1. So if whatever you're looking for isn't even in the table, it'll return as -1. Which is kind of dumb. I feel like it should return as none or false, but it's whatever. So if I did print table.find Jim, and I tested that. Sorry, not table.find, sorry. I meant to do table.index. Whoopsie. I meant to do table.index. And it gives me 1 because it is the first iterable. See? It's so easy. It's so easy. Now, say I wanted to add an item onto the list. I wanted to add one into the end. I would do table.append, and then whatever I wanted to add. I don't even need to put in index value because it automatically assumes that I'm going to put it at the end. So I could also put another name. I'm going to put brick. And say I tested this, python test.py. Whoopsie, I forgot to do print. Python test.py. Bob, Jim, Jill, Prometheus, Henry, and Brick. It prints them all together. Perfect. Mwah. Mamma mia. This shit is perfect. Perfect. So for my next method I'm going to teach you, we have pop, remove, reverse. We still have a long ways to go when it comes to tables, baby. This isn't even the end of it. So we have another method I'm going to teach you is table dot remove. Remove. This only takes 1 value. This table dot remove value removes something. It does not remove an index, but it instead removes it based on the text inside the thing. So say I did table.remove Jim, it would remove Jim from the table. It would just straight up remove him from the table, and this would be the table. Control Z, put Jim back. Thank you. We also have table.pop, which is the same thing as table.remove. However, this one works on index, not on the actual value. So if I did table pop 2, it would remove Jill. It would remove Jill. We also have table.extend. So if I wanted to add two tables together, so I'm gonna call this table 2, and I'm also gonna name. I'm just gonna name this McChicken, McRib, McNuggets, and Diet Coke. And say I did table, so table 1, this first table, extend, and then in here I put table 2. If I test this and I print table, it will print all of them combined. So Control S, save that. Python, hold up, let me CLS real quick actually. Clear the screen. Python test.py, if I run it, it'll add them together. McChicken, McRib, McNuggets, Diet Coke. Perfect. I can also reverse the order. So if I wanted to reverse the order, I would just do table.reverse. This actually takes no inputs at all. It's just the brackets. I accidentally closed my command prompt. Whoopsie, let me reopen that and tab back into the directory again. But if we test it again, we'll see that it reversed the order of them. Boom. It's that simple. Now, I'm done with these tables. I'm done teaching you the methods, the tables and stuff. I'm also gonna teach you one more thing though. So, X so say I did something like this. Say I wanted to know how many objects were even in the table in the first place, or how many characters are in the string. I would do, this is a Python thing, by the way. This isn't a string method or a table method. No, this is just a whole thing. You just do len. You just do len, and then I do len string or len table, and it returns the amount of objects in the thing. And I am done with this Python tutorial. I will reach you back in the next Python tutorial. I hope you enjoyed this. I hope you put some knowledge into your brain. I hope this worked. I hope this gave you a better understanding about Python, just a little bit. And yeah, make sure you subscribe to my channel so I can get onto other people's feeds, so I can become a popular, blooming YouTuber on this platform. I'll see y'all later. Yeah, subscribe to my channel, pretty please.